Hi, this is a response to my question. And I think that so my question was, does whatever the white men did it, make Indians become racist towards themselves? And I think they did, because in the book it explains how a lot of Indian men took to drinking constantly. They were constantly at the bar. They were constantly hitting their wives and their children, and they were even hurting themselves. They were killing each other. They were constantly getting into fights, and I honestly think this led to Indians becoming racist towards themselves, because you see, also in the book, you see earlier generations, or later generations, they called them, I forget what, the half breeds, whereas they weren't fully Indians to people who fully felt Indian. They didn't recognize them as fully Indian. They thought that they were more white. They were mostly coming from white places, and they didn't have enough culture in them. And I think this honestly bred Indians to hate themselves. Like how I said, because I saw a quote in chapter 2, like that it would not change the shape of my cheekbones or the slant of my eyes, the color of my hair, or the feelings inside me. I think that her wanting to change her appearance to probably be more white, because there are some definitions of white people that colored people don't have, blonde hair, high cheekbones, pointy nose. So I think on this was a type of way of them wanting to be white and not Indian. It wasn't. It may not have been subconscious, but I'm sorry. It would have been subconscious. It was probably self-conscious. If they look in the mirror, they probably wanted more white features, because that's what they were drilled into. Going to these missionaries and going to these schools that told them to be Christian and told them to act more white. I think in their mind eventually kind of got to them to say that I want to look more white. And I think that is a form of racism towards their own selves. I mean, we see this, we still see it. I think we still see it happening in like the Philippines, where women try to take whitening cream to whiten their face, and they have plastic surgery, to look more Western, specifically more white. And I think, and that in itself, I think, is a form of racism towards their own selves. I mean, men were affected by this, the women were affected by this. I think they really started to hate being Indian because of the way they were taught, of the way white men, kept on drilling into them, saying, you need to be more white, you need to act more white, you need to be Christian, like you need to let go of your Indian heritage and be white. So I think this created a lot of problems within themselves, and which is why, one of the reasons why it led to, men drinking. And even Crow Dog, she explains how she started drinking too, and being violent. And I think this is one of the reasons why they went down that path, because they just wanted to erase the fact that they can never not be, that they'll never be white, and they'll never be accepted, which is, really horrible. But, in the end, well, in chapter 8, she kind of explains how she's more proud to be Indian, which is really great, because I think some people don't get that, don't have that, I guess, privilege in a way to really accept their heritage, to accept fully who they are and what they look like, and be okay with it, and not want to change their face or their ethnicity to be white,